Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy. We're coming off yet another brutal loss. Listen, the Yankees are 0-5 this season against the Red Sox. Lost 4-2 tonight. Just when we thought this team was back. They're back to sucking, I guess, right? But, chat, you guys know the deal. Usually when the Yankees win, we spam W's to do roll call. Chat, spam some L's. Spam those L's in the chat. That's how we're going to be doing attendance/roll call today. But listen, you guys know the deal. Appreciate you all for stopping by, even though that the Yankees once again had a brutal loss. Monty didn't even pitch that poorly tonight, honestly. The offense just couldn't get the job done. They had so many opportunities, especially towards the later parts of the game. You're looking at the 8th inning. You're looking at the 9th inning. They had bases loaded in the 8th inning. They had a prime opportunity in the 9th. DJ had the home run. Bro, there's so many things that went wrong for the Yankees tonight. Before we get too deep into it, let's take attendance/roll call. You guys know the deal. We got a ton of L's in the chat, so let's start things off here. Shout out to Omar, Bright. We got Lori, Bradley, Wyatt, THG, Diego, Dodgers. Who else? We got Dennis, Michael, Amy, Not So Family Fun Vision, PX. We got Dale, Matt, Jordan, Andrew. Who else? I see Brad, Raymond, Derek, Joseph, Jeff. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Really do. I say we kind of start things off today with a little bit of a rant. How about we start things off with a rant before we go into the box score? Chat, I'm a little bit pissed off. Actually, I'm a lot of bit pissed off at this point. Simply because we walked into this Boston series saying how important this was for the rest of our season. Right? The Yankees were not going to be doing much this year if they can't start beating the Boston Red Sox. And we're kind of at the point where they've already lost the series, right? Now we're walking into the game tomorrow, which is a day game, so they don't really have any time to recoup either, with Garrett Cole on the mound, and you're asking him to salvage the series. But even if Garrett Cole goes 8 scoreless tomorrow, you're still probably not winning the game, because this team can't score more than 2 runs. Nathan Eovaldi absolutely dominated the Yankees today. And we kind of knew this was going to happen, right? We kind of knew that Monty was going to give up about like 3 earned runs. Eovaldi was going to shove, and the Yankees were just going to lose. But at what point do you start beating the teams above you in the division? The Yankees cannot beat the Rays, and they cannot beat the Red Sox. So far this season, they're 0-5 against the Boston Red Sox, a team that we were talking so hot about earlier on the season, right? We're like, oh, the Boston Red Sox, they're going to fade away. Like, once we play them, we're going to beat them and kind of put them to sleep. That's clearly not what's happening. The Boston Red Sox own the New York Yankees. And if there's any Red Sox fans in the chat right now, shout out to you. That's what I'm going to say. Shout out to your team, because the Red Sox want to win. And I hate to say this. I hate to kind of hype up Alex Cora as the Red Sox manager, but he provides such a winning atmosphere in that clubhouse, and the Yankees just don't have that. How many times are we going to get to see the Yankees kind of go on a solid streak, right? Just like in the past week or so. They swept the Blue Jays. Take 2 out of 3 from Oakland. You take 2 out of 3 from KC. And now you walk into Boston and you completely forget everything that just happened. How? Like, how does... I hate to kind of put this on Boom, but, like, as a manager, how do you let this mentality happen in the clubhouse, bro? Clearly, it just seems like the Yankees don't realize how huge this series is. They don't. And I don't know why, if that's not being pushed, or you have to look at the players and see that they just don't see what's going on here. But this is a huge series, and clearly the Red Sox know that, and the Yankees don't. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, let's take a look at the box score from tonight. You guys know the deal. DJ LeMahieu, 4 for 5. Shout out to DJ. He had that solo shot. He's now batting .271 on the season, so shout out to DJ. Judge went 2 for 4 tonight. Gary went 1 for 3. Stanton went 1 for 3. Voit went 0 for 4. It's all right, Voit. Listen. And then Urshela went 0 for 4. Kluber went 1 for 4. Andujar went 0 for 3. Then was pinch hit for Rougned Odor. And Brett Gardner went 0 for 3. Chat, I don't even think we need to rant about Brett Gardner at this point. You guys know he needs to go. Also, I'm glad we didn't see Clint tonight because he needs to go as well. You're looking at that bottom half of the order, and I'm just disgusted every time we see them. I'm sorry. You look at Gleyber Torres. He's been putrid this season. You look at Miguel Andujar. He has cooled down so tremendously, it's not even funny. I don't think people realize how much Miguel Andujar has cooled down. And also, Brett Gardner, get off my team, bro. Literally, I think we might need to go to full screen view for this. Brett Gardner, get off my team. Please. You're not good. Retire. Take the Jay Bruce route. Like, actually show some sort of accountability, show some sort of leadership, and just dip from the team, because that's all you're good for at this point. Like, seriously. Jay Bruce realized that he was just providing no value to the New York Yankees, and Brett Gardner's in that same exact class right now, and I don't want anybody coming after me and being like, why are you treating Brett like this and not Clint the same way? I've said so many times Clint Frazier needs to be sent down, but the thing is, Clint Frazier's not a 37-year-old center fielder who could just retire into the sunlight like Brett Gardner can. It's disgusting at this point, and it's shameful that the Yankees continue to just be satisfied with him as their starting center fielder. It's actually disgusting. But moving on, let's look at the pitching from tonight. Wow, I'm really getting heated tonight. Jordan Montgomery pitched pretty decent. Listen, I know he gave up 3 earned runs, but he was kind of locked down for the most part. He went 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. That would kind of expect you to stay in the game against the Red Sox, right? But when the Yankees can't hit Nathan Eovaldi, it's pretty hard. But yeah. And then Albert Abreu, shout out to him. He had a pretty decent performance. He was just called up today because of the Peralta/Britton injury. He went 2 innings of 1-run baseball. But, yeah. Chat, something else I really want to talk about here. I don't know if you guys saw this, but now Corey Kluber is not expected to be back with the Yankees until late August or early September, which is the more likely of the two scenarios. So Corey Kluber is not expected to be back until September. At what point do the Yankees go out and get another starting pitcher? Like, please let me know. Because you can't go down the stretch with Domingo Germán as your number 2. You really can't. So if Corey Kluber was eligible to be activated from the IL July 25th, that's clearly not the case now. So I don't know what the Yankees' plan is as far as starting pitching goes. You can't expect Luis Severino to be back in August because you know he's bound to have some sort of setback as well. This rotation is screwed. This lineup is screwed. They can't seem to get it done when it matters the most. Sure, you had a cute little series against the Oakland A's in the Bronx, but now when it matters the most against the Red Sox at Fenway Park, you couldn't get the job done. And that's all that matters. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I genuinely, if the Yankees win 15-0, I don't care because you already lost the series. And you would still be 1-5 against the Red Sox this season. So you know what? Go lose tomorrow. Get swept. Because at this point, that's what this team deserves. I've never seen a more inconsistent, bipolar Yankees team in my life. We talked about this on the Pat and Dan show on Thursday. This series meant everything for the mental confidence of this team and the mental confidence of this fan base in the team. Just so we could kind of look at this team and be like, you know what? Like the Red Sox kind of owned us earlier in the year. They swept us in the Bronx. But now we walk into Fenway Park and we kind of showed them that they don't own us. But they're showing us that they still own us, bro. It's as simple as that. Whatever. You guys could throw your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. I'll try to hit on as many as possible. But let's see what we got. Dennis says our 5 through 9 hitters went 1 for 19 at the plate tonight. I'm not surprised. We know the bottom half of the Yankees order has been disgusting for just about the entire season. And also, I want to talk about another thing tonight. I love Luke Voit. Luke Voit, he's a stud, and he's a leader in that clubhouse. He's probably the leader in that clubhouse. You look at a guy like Aaron Judge, sure, he has like that captain mentality, but I don't know if he's a leader like Luke Voit is. You look at Brett Gardner, not a leader like Luke Voit is. Who else? Garrett Cole? Maybe. I think he's kind of like the leader of the pitching staff, but Luke Voit's the leader of that Yankees lineup. And he made such a terrible play when it came to the pop out in foul ground that he caught. I forgot what inning it was. But then the guy tagged up and scored from third. Luke Voit literally walked in with that ball for a good 5 seconds before throwing the ball home. That's something that can happen. It's the fact that the Yankees lack the fundamentals. They lack the fundamentals, and that kind of prevents them from succeeding on a consistent basis this season. That's the issue. And when a team lacks fundamentals and they're so inconsistent, you look directly at the coaching staff. Seriously, you look at the coaching staff when a team is this consistent and they have such a lack of fundamental baseball. You look at the coaching staff, and for some reason the Yankees don't do that because the Yankees hold no one accountable. No one in that clubhouse is held accountable. And I think that's one of the main issues with the Yankees as well. You look at Aaron Boone, he's not held accountable for anything. In his post-game press conference, all he really said tonight was, we need to start playing better against division rivals. Well, Aaron, it's almost July. When do you plan on doing that? Right? When do you plan on doing that? It's already July. You're already 0-5 against the Boston Red Sox. The Rays have owned you guys for the past 2 years. So at what point do you start to kind of bring it to your division rivals? Clearly never, I guess. But also, I mean, you look at guys like Gleyber Torres not being held accountable for anything. Shout out to Gary Cooper for subscribing. Appreciate you, Gary. You look at a guy like Brett Gardner, not held accountable. Clint Frazier, not held accountable. Wandy Peralta, not held accountable. All he gets for being so bad is a phantom IL stint. Same thing with Justin Wilson. No one is held accountable for anything. And then you have guys being rewarded who don't deserve it. You have a guy like Brooks Kriske who had like a 10 ERA in AAA. And then he's the one who gets a call-up just because it's just luck, right? Then you have guys like Trey Amberke and Hoy-Jun Park who are absolutely raking in AAA, raking. Amberke's batting about 350. Park is batting over 300. And these guys are not getting rewarded for their performance. So at what point does someone hold some sort of accountability, and at what point do these guys actually get rewarded for good performance? Clearly never. Shout out to Morgan for subscribing. Appreciate you. Let's see. Dale says, I've been begging for Gardner to go for years. I don't know why Yankee fans and management constantly stands by this guy. We have studs in the minors just going nuts, and we are wasting them away. And that's the truth. That's really the truth. I wish I could kind of counter that argument, but there is no counter to that argument. There's no reason that Brett Gardner should be starting on this team. I appreciate you for subscribing, Rodrigo. You're the man. Let's see. Parker says, Padres losing to the D-backs of all teams right now. At least the Padres are actually having like some sort of fairly consistent season. Shout out to the Padres. We might need to pick a new team, chat. We might need to pick a new team. Shout out to Yankees Blosh for subscribing. Appreciate you. I don't know what that means, Yankees Blosh. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Chat, at what point do we kind of just pick a new team and become like Unhinged Giants? I know you guys talk about the Giants in Discord a lot. Bro, we might need to get that done because I'm actually disgusted with this team. We get our hopes up so often. I walked into this series thinking that the Yankees are going to sweep. And now here we are. It's 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. I should be doing so many better things right now, but here I am ranting about how bad this Yankees team is. I was talking in the pregame, bro. I wanted to have a celebration on the postgame stream because obviously in the postgame we weren't really too confident going into this game, but I wanted the Yankees to prove me wrong, and they just can't do that. The Yankees can never prove us wrong. It sucks. Padres, Unhinged Giants, Unhinged White Sox, Unhinged Rockies. Derek says, don't sell out, stick with them through the good and bad. Oh, listen, Derek, trust me. I'm sticking with the Yankees through the good and bad. I'm one of those psychotic people who still to this day believes that the Yankees are winning the World Series this year. Chat, I'm still sticking with that prediction. I'm probably crazy for saying that. I'm like a delusional optimist at this point, but I'm still having hope that the Yankees are winning the World Series. However, that prediction can change after the trade deadline if they don't do anything. My prediction when I say that stands by that just because I think that the Yankees are going to make moves at the trade deadline. I really do. And right now, if I'm the New York Yankees, I'm not trading for any sort of bat. You have two bats in the minor leagues in Hoy-Jun Park and Trey Amberke. Please call them up. I am trading for pitching, though. I am trading for pitching, for sure. But, I mean, call up Park, call up Amberke. I'll say this until I'm blue in the face, and I don't really care how sick and tired of you guys get of me advocating for these two to be called up. but it needs to happen, and soon, before the Yankees kind of just fall into their sorrows again. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see what we got in the chat. We need some solid comments. Billy Walsh says, World Series? You high, son? Jonathan says, you're not the only one, Pat. I always have hope. Listen, if you don't have hope in life, what do you have? What do you have, chat? If you don't have hope, you got nothing. Daryl says, please, people, maybe it's better that we get swept by the Red Sox because win tomorrow will be a Band-Aid for Cashman, Boone, and Hal. Let the blood flow to see what they will do. That's exactly what I'm kind of saying, right? I mentioned this earlier on in the stream. I'm like, you know what? Like, at this point, just get swept tomorrow because that's what this team deserves. I want to see Cole pitch an absolute gem. I want to see Cole go, like, 7 shutout innings and the Yankees still end up losing because that's probably what's going to happen anyway, right? So you kind of just got to take the good with the bad at this point. Damien says, can they, for the love of God, please stop playing Gardner? But here's my thing. Who would you guys prefer them to play over Brett Gardner that's on the roster right now? Because obviously we love Park, we love Ambergy, but they're not going to be called up. We know that. So I guess maybe you start Tyler Wade over Brett Gardner at this point. You probably have to. I would be a fan of that, actually. Because you can't start Clint. I would probably just start Tyler Wade in the outfield from now on. Because Brett Gardner is just putrid. I don't care who comes at me for this, bro. I'm sick and tired of, like, just kind of, like, sympathizing with the people who love Brett Gardner. Bro, the dude is trash. And, like, looking at the Yankees lineup right now, you have so many guys that are just underperforming, like Gleyber Torres, for example. But the difference is, Gleyber Torres isn't a 37-year-old that shouldn't be on this team. That's why he doesn't get as much hate. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. In the words of Conor McGregor, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody, bro. I'm apologizing to no one. Parker says, not baseball related, but if the weather holds up, I'll be going out on the lake tomorrow. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Life has its positives, chat. No matter how bad the Yankees suck, Parker's going on the lake tomorrow. No matter how bad life sucks, you could go and get some ice cream in your freezer and just eat your sorrows away, bro. You can go to Chick-fil-A, get a solid chicken sandwich, eat your sorrows away there. You could go work out, burn off those calories, make yourself happy. The Yankees are not your only source of happiness. This is now turning into unhinged motivation. Don't fall into the trap. This team's just going to let you down time after time. Isn't that a song? Time After Time? Cyndi Lauper? Right? Way before my time, I think. I could be wrong. I have no idea. Emmanuel says, yeah, all that, but we still suck. Go Padres. That's true. I like the Padres. I'm a big fan of the Padres. You know who doesn't like the Padres? Dan. He doesn't like Tatis. But Daryl says there's no stability on this team. Usually one or more players get hot one day and cold as dead the next. Very true. You kind of look at DJ LeMahieu tonight, right? He did go 4 for 4. Had a pretty solid day at the plate. Had that home run as well. But then you don't really know what to expect out of him tomorrow. And I think that's kind of like the scariest part of this Yankees team right now. You kind of look at them, and obviously, like they have the ability to put up numbers, but it seems like they're just not doing it on a consistent basis. And that's the main issue here. The lack of consistency for the Yankees will end up being their downfall on the season. I truly believe so. But they're still winning the World Series. Like don't get me wrong. We're still winning the World Series, chat. I'm sticking by that for now. Not So Family Fun Vision says, Yankees make me as angry as when I drop my ice cream. This is what I'm saying. I don't think I've ever dropped my ice cream before. Honestly. Like, you know, like in like cartoons and stuff, when the guy has like an ice cream cone, he goes to lick it, the ice cream falls on the floor. I've never seen that happen in real life. Let's see. Pat Saki Chicken Bucket says, what do we even do in starting pitching? We have Cole and Monty locking up spots. Kluber and Sevy will come back, but God knows how good they'll be. And Herman and Tyone, both are not good. Who leaves starting pitching if we get one? Listen, you cannot bank on Kluber and Sevy coming back and just being like up to par. So you kind of have to just bank on them not returning to form. And then you kind of just figure that problem out when you come to it, right? I'd much rather have too many good starting pitchers than not enough spots. You know what I'm saying? Parker says you've never inhaled ice cream before. No, I have not. But listen, shout out to Ben with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Ben. I'm waiting on those Brian Ferry guts to pop up. He says, lifelong Sox fan here, but really like your guys' scene. Hang in there. Also, the teams are close. A 5-game win streak / loss streak, and New York is on top. Give me those Brian Ferry guns. Bang, bang, bang. Appreciate you, Ben. Ben is a solid Red Sox fan. I appreciate you, Ben. You're the man. I say this all the time, but I always appreciate people like from opposing fan bases who are able to kind of like interact with the chat and everything, right? So Ben, I agree with you 1,000%. The teams, listen, if the Yankees do go on like a 5-game win streak, I don't know if that's gonna change the season around. But, I mean, it would be nice to see. But we kind of thought we were on the verge of that, right? We thought we were on the verge of the Yankees breaking out. And then your Red Sox just totally put us in the grave. The Red Sox took a dagger, shoved it in our heart for no reason. But I respect the Red Sox. I'm sorry. Chat, I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I respect the Red Sox. Even though, like, the whole 2018 cheating thing. If you guys don't think the Yankees were cheating, like, your brain is fried, bro. But I respect Alex Cora for having such a winning mentality, too. Appreciate the dono, by the way, Ben. You're the man. Billy Walsh says, fan for 50-plus years, worst management since the late 60s. I'm gonna take Billy's advice here because I'm only 21 years old. Okay, I was not even thought up in anyone's mind 50-plus years ago, and Billy was already watching the team. So if this is the worst management since the late 60s, I'm taking Billy's word for it. How about that? Let's see. Jalen says, I just don't understand why Gardner is starting over Wade. Like, Wade is just a better outfielder than him. And Pat, did you see the All-Stars jersey for this year? It's so bad. Yeah. We talked about the All-Star jersey, I think on the Pat and Dan show on Thursday. Yeah, it sucks. It's actually garbage. We talked about this. I feel like they didn't even design it for the Colorado All-Star game. I think it was designed for the Atlanta All-Star game, and they kind of just carried it over because there's no touch of Colorado like whatsoever. I would have loved to see like the purple jerseys with like a mountain like effect. I don't know, just something that was actually nice, but they didn't do that. So whatever. Not So Family Fun Vision says, I love the Yankees so much, I hate them. Isn't that a song? It's like, I hate you, I love you. I think that's what the song is called. It was popular, like, I was in high school, like 2016 maybe? I have no idea. Let's see. Derek says, you want to know what's weird? I'm going to the Yankees versus Mariners series, and they almost have the same record. First time in a decade that has happened says a lot, honestly. You know, the fact that the Mariners actually call up their young talent, though, maybe that's why. Maybe it's why. Let's see what else we got in the chat. They do look like soccer jerseys. I'll agree with you. Wyatt says Pat for manager. Chat, should we start a, what are that petition website? What's that petition website called? Where, like, you're like, oh, 10,000 signatures, and, like, we put Pat as Yankees manager. What's that website called? It's not GoFundMe. That's, like, for donations and stuff. Why can't I think of this? Whatever. Oh, change. Is it change.org? Is that what it is? I think it might be. Yo, shout out to you, Parker. If that's right, you're the man. Let's see. That song was played everywhere? Yeah, 100%. Emmanuel says, so what should we expect from now on? Emmanuel, I wish I could tell you, bro. I genuinely wish I could tell you because I have no idea. I genuinely have zero idea what we should expect from the Yankees moving forward because every time we think we know what to expect, they switch it up on us. I'm like, oh, like the Yankees are fairly good now, right? We could expect them to maybe take like 2 out of 3 from Boston. Bang! Bang! They get swept. Then we walk into like the KC series. We're like, oh, like that's an easy sweep, right? KC sucks. Bang! We lose the first game, but then we take 2 out of 3. You never know what to expect with this team. You really never know what to. But yeah. Jeff says we are the worst team when it comes to abusing service time for young players. It's evil. Have you guys seen Devi Garcia's starts as of late? He has an 8 ERA in AAA. I don't want to say the Yankees broke him. However, the Yankees kind of broke him. I don't know. Not So Family Fun Vintage says, can we get some Pat finger guns? We only get Pat finger guns when there's a dono. So that's kind of the only way you guys see the bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Emmanuel says, any Subway Series prediction? At this point, the Yankees are probably going to get swept. Honestly. Like, the Yankees are probably going to get swept at this point. I mean, because the Mets are actually, like, red hot. The Mets they seem to win games. The Yankees don't. So, there you go. Shout out to Manuel for subscribing. Appreciate you, Manuel. Let's see what else we got. Jalen says, I think we should call up Robert Brantley. He can play first base and a catcher, too. He's a decent hitter. No. That's a very hard no. Rob Brantley, I mean, he's not going to be coming up to the Yankees unless there's like an injury at catcher. There's no way you're calling him up. That threw me all off course. I was not expecting to talk about Rob Brantley today. Daryl says this is the same of these last years. Slow players with a single tool connect homers. If they find runners on base and don't hit a homer, then they strike out or hit for a double play. Yeah. That's kind of like the only way to describe it. Yeah, that's like a great way of describing the Yankees. They suck. Simple as that. Chat. Throw some messages in here. I'm going to give you 2 names. Tell me who you're calling up. You got to pick one. Trey Ambergy, Hoijun Park. Who you picking? I mean, personally, I'm not biased here. I'd call up both. But in the case I only get to pick one, I think I'm going Trey Ambergy. I think that he's just exactly what the Yankees need right now. I truly do believe so. And that's an unbiased opinion. And it seems like you guys are split pretty 50-50 on it. I see Park, Trey, Park, Trey, Park, Park, Trey, 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 Park, Park, Trey, Park, Trey, both, Trey, Park, Park, Trey, Park. All right, no, this is actually 50-50. That's actually crazy. Dolphin says Ambergy, all he does is get on base, 30-plus on game streak. Bro, the dude's a tank. Give me Trey Ambergy in the Bronx. Chat, I might flip my desk. Chat, I might actually flip my desk. I'm getting so pumped right now just trying to think of, like, who we want in the Bronx, and I need Trey Ambergy, bro. Say I won't flip my desk right now. Say I won't. Chat, say I won't. Nah, I probably won't. I'm not trying to, like, destroy my whole setup here. But, like, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, the Yankees need some sort of, like, life, bro. Derek Dietrich hit a home run today, by the way. He did hit a home run. Now, I'm not saying, like, I'm back on, like, the DD juice train, but, I'm low-key, like, starting to hop. I might be purchasing tickets sometime soon for the DD train. I'm just saying. Not So Family Fun Vision says you won't. You're too weak. Bro, what do you mean? Yeah, all right. Chat, I don't know how many of you guys used to watch the Twitch streams, but like the same conversation went on one night, and they were like, yo, Pat, you can't rip your shirt in half. So I ripped the shirt in half, bro. I ripped it into like 3 different pieces. Low-key strength. Let's go. Daryl says the Yankees must stop treating their prospects like babies. The player who is going to be good shows it from the first opportunity he is given in the big leagues. The Yankees have 0 player development skills. You look at players on this team, and they do nothing but regress since coming up, and that's kind of just a shame. You look at Gleyber Torres, you look at Miguel Andujar, you look at even Aaron Judge. Who else? Chat, name players that came up for the Yankees and have done nothing but regress. And listen, I'm not saying like Aaron Judge is bad, right? All I'm saying is, like, he isn't 2017 Aaron Judge. He's definitely regressed. If anybody's going to sit here and tell me that Aaron Judge hasn't regressed, you're crazy. But also at the same time, like, Andujar's regressed. Glaber's regressed. I don't know. Pitching-wise, you look at Devi Garcia. You look at... I would say Loaiza is probably the only one who's improved, honestly. Clint Frazier's regressed. Bro, it's a never-ending list. Wade has regressed. Wade used to be a really good hitter in AAA. Not So Family Fun Vision says Pat. Are you guys really going to say I've regressed? Listen, if anybody, like, watched the streams even from, like, last year, even the offseason, I think we could easily say that I've improved. Okay? I see you guys go back on, like, the YouTube channel, comment on my videos from, like, 3 years ago, and be like, yo, Pat, this is garbage. I'm like, I know. Like, you guys don't have to tell me. So, like, to say I've regressed, that kind of hurts, but like, it is what it is. Oh, no, you were correcting yourself? Gotcha. Listen, chat, it's 11:23. Give me a break here. What else you guys want to talk about tonight? Throw me some questions, comments, concerns. I'm here. We're doing a 24-hour stream, so just throw all the comments, concerns that you want, and just let me know what you guys want to discuss. That's a joke, by the way. That's actually a joke. We're not doing a 24-hour stream. My hair's really pissing me off tonight. I don't know if you guys could tell. So annoying. Douglas says, Pat, drink a Monster. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm at, like, my peak energy later on in the night. If I drank a Monster right now, I would probably be up until, like, 12 p.m. tomorrow, which would fit in perfectly because that's what time we're starting tomorrow's pregame. That's a little plug. I like that. Let's see. Not So Family Fun says, that's not a joke. You are staying. I'm definitely not staying on stream for 24 hours. I can guarantee you guys that. Let's see. Daryl says, if the team doesn't have confidence in them, then move them to other teams where they can develop and don't frustrate them. Clint Frazier, example number 1. If Clint Frazier's not confident in the Bronx, you send him elsewhere. Send him to Arizona. The dude will hit 40 bombs. I could guarantee that. Borg says, Pat, what did you eat for lunch today? I don't eat lunch. Lunch is not in my vocabulary. I usually only do dinner. That's probably really bad for you, right? Probably not good. But, yeah, sometimes I'll occasionally do breakfast. But, yeah, lunch is usually not in my dictionary. Shout out to Wyatt LaPrade with the $5 dono. Give me those Brian Finger guns. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go. He says, Pat for manager, but you're going to have to cut your hair. Appreciate you with the dono, Wyatt. And listen, I would love to be the Yankees manager. If the Yankees ever came knocking on my door and they said, Pat, we want you to be the manager. First of all, I'd be like, why? I'd actually be like, oh, listen, like, why do you want me as the manager? I don't think I kind of fit your criteria. But second of all, if they ask me to cut my hair, chat, should I do it? Yes or no? If the Yankees come up to me and say, Pat, you get to be the manager, but you got to cut the hair, should I do it? Yes or no? Yeah? I wouldn't be a part of the Good Hair Club anymore. I wouldn't be. Dan would be the only member of that. But then again, I'd be the Yankees manager. So, like, you trade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe. Appreciate you for subscribing, Joe. Quality name. Let's see. Amy says people die 1,000 years early if you don't eat breakfast. Looks like I'm dying 1,000 years early, I guess. Juan says, I, for one, was super excited when they called up Florial, but sent him back down the next day. It just really pissed me off. And it's the same with all their prospects. Yeah, the Yankees just never seem to have faith in their prospects. Personally, I don't think Florial was ready in the first place to kind of be called up. I think that Amberkey would be a much better option. Park would be a much better option, especially considering Florial has struggled a decent amount in AAA so far since being called up there. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see as far as his progression goes. Not So Family Fun Vision says, I have a question. Why were they showing the Nacho Hat guy so much? Who's the Nacho Hat guy? To be honest with you, I have no idea. I really have no idea. James says, get a flat top. I don't even know what that is. Billy Walsh says, Yankees should grow hair, may change luck. Bro, I've been saying this for so long, bro. Let the Yankees grow beards. Is that an unpopular opinion? Let them grow beards. Let them grow long hair. Let them get the job done however they want to, bro. Because clearly, like, there's no Yankee way if they're not winning. Like, I don't care what like, the past rules are. Bro, they're not winning, so switch things up. Shout out to Juan Rodriguez for subscribing. We got a bunch of subscribers today. Appreciate you all. As you guys may or may not know, I'm going live before and after every single Yankees game this season, so stay tuned for that content. I'm not wrapping things up yet, though. I think we're going to go 40 minutes tonight, chat. We're going to go 40. Usually we go 30. Tonight we're going 40. Appreciate you. Let's see. Jonathan says, I live in South Jersey, and the Philly media is ripping Girardi today. He took Eflin out after letting him hit because the Mets had McNeil pinch hit, and McNeil promptly homered. Huh. Listen, Girardi was no gem as a manager, but I think he's still better than Boone. For sure. Better than Boone. Easily. Martin says, Pat, is your hair straight or wavy? Also, who's been watching the College World Series? My hair's wavy. I would even say my hair's curly. It's not curly, it's like wavy curly. If that makes sense, I don't know. But shout out to Haiti for subscribing. Haiti Wong, appreciate you. Let's see. Juan Santiago says, Gary Sanchez with a beard hits different. Chat, I wish I could get the picture. I met Gary Sanchez in 2016, and he had a beard. It was at an autograph signing. I don't know where I could find this picture from. It might be on my phone, but it would be like such a big process to pull it up. It was an autograph signing with Judge, Gary, and Austin. And I met him, bro. And Gary had such a nice beard. Damn. I'll find it one day. Shout out to MF for subscribing. Appreciate you. Let's see what we got in the chat. Not So Family Fun Vintage says, what happened to the Unhinged Media YouTube channel? That was just a dead channel. So then we made the new one. And Unhinged Yankees has done fairly well. Yeah, I really appreciate all you who've shown so much love over the past few months. I think we just started doing like the daily live streams around like February, March. And we've done great since then. So I really do appreciate you all for supporting. David Sexton says, send them all if you can't win. After the All-Star break, to many men on the DL, and they can't hit rid of them and pitching as well. I basically think what he's saying is if the Yankees don't do well after the All-Star break, get rid of everyone on the team. Okay. Anthony says, I feel like beards make you look more intimidating. Remember Cole the Beard? He looks so much more scary on the mound. Yes! Exactly! And I hate to be screaming. I know it's 11:30. I'm so sorry I'm screaming. But I agree wholeheartedly, bro. Yes! Garrett Cole with a beard is a god amongst men. That's kind of like the only way to describe him. Same thing with like Madison Bumgarner. If LA Yankee King in the chat, his mouth is watering right now. But Madison Bumgarner with a beard just hits different. Bro, if that dude was on the Yankees that had no facial hair, he would literally have like a 7.5 ERA. Guarantee it. Daryl says, after a Red Sox sweep, what we need is the Mets to do the same to us. If that happens, collect everything and back to the drawing board for next season. Kind of true. Dolphins football says, Tyler Austin, the GOAT? Cancer survivor? Tyler Austin, yes, the GOAT. Tyler Austin, such an underrated Yankee. He's another guy who kind of never got enough respect. He got treated pretty poorly by the organization for no reason. But I love me some Tyler Austin, bro. Not so family fun. And says, what does your neighbors think about you? I don't know. We seemingly have we have this discussion just about every night. I can guarantee you guys that they're gonna hate me when the Yankees have the West Coast trip this season. We're doing these post games at like 2 a.m. I'm gonna be screaming about nonsense. Those are gonna be fun though. Those are gonna be a blast. Shout out to Ryan Kuna for subscribing. Appreciate you, Ryan. Jonathan says, what's a good show to stream on Netflix while the upcoming Yankee games are on? They're becoming unwatchable. I'm gonna say still watch the Yankee games. I don't watch Netflix, to be honest with you guys. I don't watch anything besides the Yankees, to be honest. But yeah. Douglas says, pray Voit starts hitting like crazy and trade him at the deadline. I don't know. I really don't know. I really like Luke Voit. And I think he's been pretty good since coming back from the IL. It was just today he had a little bit of a rough game, especially defense-wise. If you can get a bunch of value for Luke Voit, though, I'd trade him, for sure. I mentioned this in the offseason, but it depends what the price tag would kind of be on Luke Voit. If you could get like a Max Scherzer in a package surrounding Luke Voit, I'd do it. But if you're only getting like Kyle Gibson, bro, no way in hell I'm doing that. But Classy Carlos, I like that name actually, Classy Carlos. He says, what the hell does this team even do anymore? Nothing. To put it simply, nothing. Wyatt said Clint had great hair once upon a time. Clint had great hair and a beard. Clint was balling. Clint was a big baller back in the day. David Sexton says, this is New York. This ain't South Dakota, bro. No beards. What? Wait a minute. So you're telling me, David, that no one who doesn't live in South Dakota isn't allowed to have a beard? Is that what we're talking about? That's blasphemous. That's about blasphemous, bro. Parker says, Pat, I have a question. Hit me with your question. Shout out to Anonymous for subscribing. Appreciate you. Let's see. Juan says, I love Luke Voit. I was really hoping he'd make something happen in that bases loaded situation. I was hoping too, but I think I kind of know better at this point to just kind of realize that the Yankees just don't come through in those situations. And as sad as it is to say, even in the ninth inning, I was kind of getting a little bit excited when I saw Judge was coming up. I'm like, yo, he's so going yard here. I don't know why I thought that. I get my hopes up a little bit too much sometimes. What is Jalen spamming? To me, Gio is better than A-Rod overall. You're crazy. If you actually think Gio Urshela is better than Alex Rodriguez, you're crazy. Alex Rodriguez is one of the greatest third basemen of all time. He's one of the greatest Yankees of all time. Don't at me. I love A-Rod. I have my A-Rod cardboard cutout over there just chilling. He protects me. He's my security guard. He's the bouncer of my room, bro. I don't care if he was cheating. A-Rod is one of the most naturally gifted baseball players of all time. No denying that. I still think A-Rod's a Hall of Famer without steroids, for sure. Daryl says, it's sad to see teams like Toronto and Tampa Bay hit huge amounts of hits in one game, and the Yankees have such a hard time to do the same. I don't want to realize that my team has become a bad one. A-Rod does, he does stare at me when I sleep. I never really thought about that before, but, yeah. Honestly, chat, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Nah, forget it. I was going to give a really hot take here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to save my hot take for another day. It's not a hot take kind of night. But let's see. Lori says, actually, Gleyber's swings were better tonight. He's going to break out of this awful slump. I hope so. In the words of Kodak Black, I hope so. I don't know. Let's see. Jonathan says maybe Clint needs to bring back the mask. He played last year with the mask. Yo, I was actually thinking that. Bro, last year when Clint Frazier was so good, he wore the mask for just about the whole season, even when he was hitting. So I don't know if he needs to bring back the mask. Bro, do something, Clint. Do something. Daryl says the most consistent thing about this team is its inconsistency. Bro, that's actually a really nice way of putting it. That's a really quality-ass way of putting it. Bro, shout out to you, Daryl. Daryl's having some real nice takes today. Appreciate you. COVID Clint is always the way to go. Parker says, when can we do a test stream of me being a co-host? I think I could spice things up. Parker, I'm going to be frank with you. No pun intended. I'm not bringing anyone else on the team. Maybe one day. But right now, chat, also, I don't know if you guys saw Derek's announcement, but we're going to be going live on my channel every Wednesday for the 643DP live. It's going to be a fun time. So kind of like our schedule moving forward, right? Every game, we're doing pregame, postgame live, and then Mondays and Thursdays, either 9 p.m. or after the Yankee game, we have the Pat and Dan show, and then Wednesdays before the game, we have the 643DP with me and Derek. So fun stuff, real fun stuff. The Beantown Kid, I'm assuming he's a Red Sox fan, says Alex Rodriguez, his best stats of his career were with the Texas Rangers. Awesome, he finally got a World Series ring in 2009. I love Alex Rodriguez, bro. I love Alex Rodriguez. Bro, I think that, yeah, the best stats of his career were with the Rangers, but I think he was also really good as a Yankee, too. Growing up, A-Rod was the man, bro. He had just so much confidence and swagger about him. You'll love to see it. Jordan says, will 643DP be on this channel? Yeah. So 643DP is going to be live on this channel Wednesdays before the game in place of the traditional pregame. And then the recorded version is going to go up on Derek's channel. So keep that in mind. WWS says, for me, the only highlight of the night was at the end when they showed the stat that in 2009 they were 0-8 against Boston to start the season and ended up winning the World Series. That Yankee team was so much different, though. Like, they actually had the talent. And by this time in 2009, I'm pretty sure the Yankees turned things around, like, significantly. I want to see if I could pull up MLB standings from 2009. Like, this day in 2009, just so we could kind of compare those two teams. Because I know people like to do it pretty often. They like to just pull random numbers out of nowhere and just be like, oh, yeah, like, the 2009 Yankees weren't too good against Boston either. But it means nothing because they're two totally different teams. It's like comparing, like, the 1942 Brooklyn Dodgers to this Yankees team. All right, so today's what, June 26th? On this day in 2009, the Yankees had a record of 41-32, and they were 4 games back at first place. I mean, a pretty far cry from this year, huh? Pretty far cry. Douglas says, buy and sell. Move Chapman, stay under the threshold, and get Ketel Marte. I would like to trade Chapman. However, I don't know how realistic that is. I think Chapman's, like, significantly diminished his trade value over the past few weeks or so, I guess, at this point. But I would love Ketel Marte. I really would. Martin says, yo, Pat, what would your walk-up song be when you going up to bat? Also, Marte got hurt again. Wait, he got hurt after coming back from the hamstring thing? What? What would my walk-up song be? Damn, that's a really good question. What would my walk-up song be? Chat, I think I know what my walk-up song would be. Do you guys know the song Stupid Again by Tory Lanez? That would be my walk-up song simply because in the beginning, it has like that little intro of like Conor McGregor going, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. That's exactly what my walk-up song would be. Bro, you know how sick that would be? I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Bang! Friggin' launch one off of David Price. Let's go. Daryl says Ottavino couldn't get real outs when he was with the Yankees, and now he's a real Mariano Rivera against us. You know, Adam Ottavino couldn't throw a strike when he was with the Yankees. And now all of a sudden, like, he's like the king of all kings with the Red Sox, right? Of course, that's how it always works. The Yankees just can't get out of their own way when it comes to trades, and they always seem to be on the losing end of everything. When was the last trade that the Yankees won, chat? I'm trying to think. Like, the last trade where you could kind of look at the Yankees and be like, damn, that was a steal. Gio? But that was, what, 2 years ago? Britton trade, that's 3 years ago? Voit trade, 3 years ago? Gio. So that's probably the most recent. 2 years ago was the most recent trade that the Yankees made that really worked out in their favor. That's actually that's sick in the head. You guys realize how many trades the Yankees have made since 2019? And none of them have really worked out in their favor. Damn. Whatever, bro. Dolphins football says I would simply trade for Trout, Ohtani, Vlad, Tatis, and DeGrom to improve this team. Well, that's not too simple there, Buckaroo. That's not too simple. But chat, with that being said, if you guys have any other topics you want to hit on, let me know in the chat. If I see any good ones, we'll hit on it. If not, that might wrap things up for tonight. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff, but also, DeGrom allowed 2 runs. That's actually a shocker. Bro, the fact that DeGrom allowed 2 runs today, that actually confuses me because, bro, the dude doesn't give up more than 2 runs in a start ever. But with that being said, that is going to wrap things up for today. You guys know the deal. Unhinged 30 for 30% off. Bronx Zoom link is in the bio. Appreciate you all, whoever purchases it. You guys know the deal. Make sure to send me your order confirmation, and then I'll hook you guys up with a 30% off code for unhingedclothing.shop. If you guys want to join the Discord, the link is in the description as well. I will pop that in the chat as well if you guys want to join the Discord. Pretty fun conversations go on there. Bang, just threw that in there. Also, Newsbreak, be sure to follow us on there for exclusive content, posting exclusive post games and other sort of content on there. And also, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. I'm going live before and after every single Yankees game this season. Appreciate you all for stopping by for this brutal post game, but we still had fun out of it. You guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow, pregame, 12 p.m. Hopefully the Yankees can avoid the sweep with Garrett Cole on the mound. Let's go, Yankees. Keep your heads up, people. Don't get too down about this team. Life is good. Peace.